The one that only gets a tenth of the views of the main reacts. People mustn't really care about what we really think, even though they complain an awful lot about us not literally reacting. That's what the bonus is for!
Alright, you guys. Have fun. I'm gonna go summon me some pants.
Hey, do you think they're gonna believe this?
Oh, absolutely. How would they not?
You're right. Our fans are idiots. They'll believe anything.
What did you just watch?
Episode 1, Season 7, My Little Pony. And it's the first premiere I've seen that didn't involve some form of epic villain conflict, though Discord was kind of being a Discord.
The Season 7 premiere of My Little Pony Friendship is magic. We made it 7 seasons, guys. 7 seasons!
Well, I just watched the sociological juggernaut that is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
We watched the season 12 ending of My Little Pony, I think.
Bronies react to the My Little Pony Season 7 premiere... Wait.
I just watched My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7 Episode 1 Celestial Advice.
And I thought it was pretty good, to be honest.
I just watched the My Little Pony episode, and that kind of cemented that Starlight is going to be staying for quite a while.
Season 7, Episode 1, Celestial Advice, the not-two-parter episode.
What were your overall thoughts on the episode? Slow-paced, but enjoyable enough.
Okay, so I don't like being negative when it comes to episodes, but there were a lot of problems with this one.
I enjoyed the episode.
It didn't feel very season premiere-ish, but at the same time, I don't know where else an episode like this would have gone.
It was like an off-brand season premiere. Like, this is 7 years in, 7 seasons in, and this is the first season premiere we've had, which was only 1 episode.
Oh, it's not 2 episodes we're reacting to, it's just 1? Oh, that's interesting. Because usually there's like a part 1 and part 2, isn't there?
We haven't had Pony for a while. Now Pony is starting up again. Here's a regular old episode. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, this was a weird one.
Calm tone, which is not something we're used to seeing with a finale or a premiere.
When everybody was watching it live, nobody knew that this wasn't a 2-parter. The episodes 1 and 2 were just played together, and that was very weird. The second episode was neat.
I think that the episode is fine for what... Actually, I cannot answer these questions and play this at the same time, so I'm going to put this down now.
I wasn't quite blown away like usual. Usually I like a big explosive intro. I think this one was just kind of, I don't know, more mellow.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I want to say it's mostly a bad thing, because when you get a premiere or a finale, your expectations are heightened compared to regular episodes, at least.
It was good. It was enjoyable. It was nice.
I liked it. It feels like we got a bit of Lesson 0 with Twilight and something new with Celestia. I think it balanced established canon and new development quite well.
I think the episode was fine for what it is. It's not the best premiere we've had, but it's the first premiere we've had that was only 1 episode and not a 2-parter. And I think I actually kind of like that, because it doesn't always have to be a world-ending or like world-starting, I guess, like event to happen for a season premiere.
Felt long. Even though it was not a 2-parter, it was very, a lot of dialogue. In fact, I'm gonna say a lot of monologuing.
I was so happy to see Princess Celestia actually being a mentor to Twilight, actually doing her thing instead of, doing it off camera.
I thought it was a nice kind of setup episode for what's to come in Season 7, which who knows what's to come in Season 7. What did you like about the episode?
Well, I'll give it this. It's Pony, and Pony gets points for just being Pony. I'm not saying that in a biased way. I'm saying that there's always like, the standard of quality is always like pretty high compared to like other TV shows where like they didn't even try and they didn't bother trying from the start. Pony has always been pretty good, and this episode is no different.
I like the changelings. I really like their colourful design, and I like Thorax. I think he looks real cool. He's a cool character in my opinion.
It was nice to see a little bit of background from Celestia.
Thorax is my queen. I love his look.
Fills in a little bit gaps here and there.
There was some places that were revisited, even if only in an imaginary sense, because that means, it's world building. World building is always nice.
I liked seeing Twilight's take on all those like ridiculous scenarios. I liked the way that it was over exaggerated, the way that Starlight would talk. Oh no, I want a sandwich! And, righteous dragon gals, let's do this! Talking like race.
I always personally really like it when the characters go to different worlds. So seeing Twilight go to the Dragon Kingdom, go to the Changeling place, and then go to where Starlight's boyfriend is, Crystal place. Wow. My pony knowledge is great.
It was a lot of theorizing, so we didn't really accomplish a lot, but it did set up the 7th season.
What was nice in the episode was that Twilight has gotten attached to Starlight and she doesn't want her to leave, and it's real sweet, and it's also amusing seeing Celestia, how she felt the same way about Twilight, how she was like, oh no, I don't want Twilight to leave.
I like that we got to see that Celestia actually had some worries about Twilight's and what she was thinking when she sent her away.
Pinky wasn't in it that much, but her jokes made me laugh. And those guards. Those guards! They made me cackle.
Honestly, I loved seeing all of the different scenarios that she could be, essentially killed in. Which sounds horrible. Just hang on. It was really funny to see Twilight flip out, but wait a minute, what if? And then she, kills changelings and falls in lava. Just, really horrible stuff. Just, anxiety to the max. That's me overthinking literally everything.
Twilight being Twilight is hilarious, and I think we saw a side of Celestia we've never seen before. That combined with the good writing, animation, pacing, everything just came together really well as usual.
I also liked that there was sort of we now have another species that is just like a regular species that hangs around our ponies now, which that was done with the crystal ponies as well, but the crystal ponies are literally ponies except they're kind of shiny.
I like the fact that there was no big bad villain.
I just like the idea that now it's kind of getting more multicultural. That's neat.
It's one of those things that's just kind of okay, first we had, Nightmare Moon, then we had freaking Discord, then we had, the OC one, what was his name? Sombra, yeah, we had the OC one. Then we had the tree, and then we had the freaking, what was it? Season 5, Starlight. We just had a whole episode on Starlight, but yeah, I thought that was pretty good. But I generally like seeing bad guys become, good guys, and seeing how she's evolved. So this whole thing was good, and I liked it was just one episode too. So because you don't always have to fight a big guy, it's just a nice slice of life. This could go wrong, this could go wrong thing. So I actually enjoyed that a lot.
I liked Discord. I always liked Discord. He's a great character. He was kind of being, oh, Bruno, you know what?
I also like that they're moving the story along.
You never know if he's messing with you or if he's just hinting that he's always, I think, personally, that he's always messing with someone. And even though he might do it to help them discover something about themselves, I think his motive, he can't help the fact that his natural inclination is to cause trouble and chaos, as it were.
Starlight was a student, and now she's sort of the story is developing in a sense that now she's going to be more. She's graduating, if you will, even if technically she's not going anywhere. Therefore, that might not actually mean anything.
Princess Celestia has to, give Twilight a backup on what she has to do because she's been through it. Hakuna Matata, Circle of Life, all of that.
I liked. You liked what?
I like the overall dynamic of the episode, please. I have a family.
Just read it, word for word.
Okay. I like the dynamic of the episode.
But I also like the fact that they fleshed out Celestia a lot more. And that he got to play a bigger part in the show, My Little Pony.
Don't you agree with Twilight Spartan?
Yes, please. Just let me go.
What did you dislike about the episode?
Oh boy. Well, there are the logical fallacies, which, to be fair, I think Pony can get away with logical fallacies, like stuff that logically doesn't make sense, because it's not the focus, it's not the point of the show. That's for the nitpickers.
I still don't like Trixie. I tried, I really did, but her arrogance is just... It's not like Rainbow Dash, where I feel like Rainbow Dash at least deserves to be arrogant because she's friggin' awesome. Trixie has nothing going for her. She's a stage magician and she's a unicorn, so she should be good at real magic. I get it. It's supposed to be ironic. But to me, it's just annoying.
I felt Discord kind of annoyed me a little bit in it. Only because I don't like people who stir, but that's just me.
The episode in itself wasn't particularly bad, it just felt long. And you know, I always feel bad, like, I'm okay, like, dissing things when I'm reacting to it because it's all in good fun, and I think we all know that. I don't really hate it as much as I pretend that I do, obviously, or I wouldn't be watching it.
In the end, he wasn't trying to stir, he was trying to hint at Twilight that he wanted Starlight to go move with him. And that was quite sweet.
But when it comes down to actually saying things I really actually disliked, I feel bad judging something that I know took a lot of hard work and a lot of effort on everyone's part. Because I know how I feel when I work really hard on something and then I post it and all people can say is negative stuff about it. It's like, you didn't even work on this. All you're doing is judging, but then again, that's why we entertain, right? We create stuff to be judged, and if people legitimately don't like it, then they're not going to watch it. So constructive criticism is necessary.
One thing I always enjoy about premieres or finales typically is that usually there are moments in them that make you go, what the hell? Or like really get you on edge. This didn't have any of that. It didn't have any of the excitement or like, oh, what's gonna happen?
It wasn't really a dislike. I just felt that this episode was an episode that I would imagine going in between the premiere and the finale.
It was only 24 minutes long. Where's the hour-long stuff that we used to get? I mean, this was a nice bite-sized thing, but it was just like, yeah, Twilight's worried, bye.
Too much talking. Felt like a lot of unnecessary talking.
I'm not really a fan of Starlight. I don't dislike her, but I don't like her either. That and the fact that the episode spent all that time trying to find something for her to do and then just did nothing at all at the end. That was a letdown.
I don't like that Twilight was being a bit too anxious. And I feel like that Starlight being part of the main, I guess, 7 now is going to be a thing, or if we're going to focus on her a lot more. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet.
The thing that bothered me the most about this episode wasn't the fact that they couldn't keep the name of the medal straight. Seriously, they were swapping between the Pink Heart of Equestrian Courage and the Medal of Honor. And frankly, that's just lazy writing in my opinion.
It didn't have as much humor as I'm accustomed to.
It didn't have a song, except for the opening. It didn't have a song, Race!
As far as we know, Starlight isn't in the upcoming movie, so she's probably just going to be part of the season 7, and I'm not sure if she's going to be in season 8 or not. But for now, I guess it's fine. She's been growing on me in the last few episodes that I've seen, so I guess it'll do.
I mean, I guess it was kind of a big stretch for me that Twilight would just go, oh, well, you know, skedaddle, but I guess that's the only thing. I really didn't have a problem with this episode, to be honest.
I think I've gotten spoiled to having two-parters for season premieres and season endings, so I've sort of spoiled of not having a two-parter with a big overarching story, so...
This is like a gimped premiere with only one episode and nothing interesting happening. And God, that's so boring.
If it is to continue for many more seasons, that Twilight will continue to teach and inspire, and perhaps we'll start to follow Starlight, and maybe she'll become an Alicorn too if Larson has his way with it, and then she'll take on a student. You know, maybe the student won't be a female pony. Maybe we'll get to see some actual diversity in this show. Oh yeah, I went there.
How did this premiere do compared to past premieres?
It doesn't compare to other season premieres because it's not the two-parter epic we're used to getting, but I think that can be a good thing. It doesn't force the show to do a two-parter unnecessarily. Season 6, Season 4.
I still feel satisfied by the episode, but it didn't feel like we really accomplished anything.
Not that well, and that's exclusively because it's not trying to be a premiere.
It was an alright premiere. It was different because of the fact it didn't have a two-parter, just like all the other ones, and they're not like fighting a baddie or anything. It's just all nicey nice. But I liked it. It was, as I said, it was just like a episode that you'd find in between.
I like it when they introduce a big new villain or a big new like story development or like a new region or something. That's what every premiere has done up to this point. We've had like, and finales as well.
Like I said before, this premiere isn't really the best one, and it's the first one that we've had that hasn't been a two-parter. So that makes it stick out a little bit.
It felt like a completely different class of premiere than any of the other premieres that we've seen.
I do think it's better than last season's premiere, just because last season we had the baby in the premiere, and I didn't really like that much.
At best, like, third worst. Like, and the other two for me would be season 6 and season 4, but that's only because I don't remember season 4's premiere that well. Like, it was a flashback fest, wasn't it?
I don't think it had as much of a as past premieres have had.
I think the best premiere was the Discord premiere, and then I think the first one, when I was like marathon the show back in 2011, I thought that was like a really, solid premiere because the second episode cracked me up. But then I would say honestly, yeah, I actually generally like this one. I really like this premiere. I did not surprise me or anything like that. There was no like false villain or anything, so I honestly enjoyed it.
It didn't seem like a big introduction. It just seemed like here we are, we're continuing the series.
Other than not being a two-parter, I think it was pretty dang good for what it is for a single episode. I really enjoyed it. It's not as epic as some of the other season premieres, but I think it stands well on its own.
Overall, how would you rate the season 7 premiere?
I didn't like it. I did not like the season 7 premiere.
0 out of 10. No derpy.
I feel bad giving a pony episode a bad score. Like, I don't do that. I'm usually such an optimist when it comes to these kind of things, but this one didn't do it for me.
I'd say 6 out of 10, just something basic.
4. It was originally a 5, like, in my head, but rewatching it again, I just found more problems, and yeah, I think I'd give it a 4.
I'd rate this season 7 premiere 7 out of 10 for the season 7 premiere. I didn't do that intentionally. I actually thought it was like a 7 out of 10 episode. I didn't mean to do it just because it's season 7. But yeah, 7 out of 10.
I feel so bad giving it a 4.
6, maybe a 7. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
If you liked this episode, good for you. Like the episode. But I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
I give this episode a 7 out of 10. It's a great episode. It's just not one I would want to watch over and over and over like some other episodes. It's made me very optimistic for season 7 and the future of the show, and I look forward to seeing what these new story editors can do.
I don't know if I'm just in a really good mood tonight or what, but I'm probably gonna give that like a 7.5 to an 8. I like I said, there's something about it that just left me feeling satisfied.
An 8 out of 10. I think that's the first time in Bronies React I've never given a 10 out of 10. Well, except for the Halloween episode. That was scary.
I would give this a solid 8. I actually kind of enjoyed this season premiere.
I forgot to give him a cue card for this one to read. I don't know. What do you think, mailman?
I don't know. I just delivered your mail. Please let me go.
I give this one an 8.
7, yeah. 7 out of 10. Season 7, 7. but like, yeah, I would probably rate it a 7 because I honestly enjoyed it. It was just like a good, nice slice of life episode, and it's good to see the horses back and they're all just enjoying their time.
Let's see what else you got this season.
It drops a point for not being a two-parter, and it drops a point for Discord being Discord.
Let's see what happens in season 7.
Come on. Twilight needs a new pair of threads.
Yes! Twilight, what did I say about using dark arcane magics to resurrect long-dead fashion trends?
Only use it if they're comfortable and practical.
No, not in the house. Oh, but I am keeping the hat.
Go ahead.
I find it quite fetching.
Word for when somebody is scared of cucumbers. That's what just popped up on Google.
Wow. If the sun represents Celestia, the lollipop represents Pinkie Pie, and the Rainbow Dash represents Rainbow. Fuck. Wrong way. Sometimes it's the most offensive jokes that I find the funniest. Jesus Christ.
Kiss! 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 Kill each other! They're gonna do it. Long and hard. Long and hard. Yeah. Yeah.
Betrayed. Alright, that's enough. Oh.
It just turned into her just like, I don't want to go. And then we're like, okay, you can say.